Yo, what's happening? Leticia James forced with mortgage fraud. Let's check it out.
Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan, House Judiciary Committee Chair. Congressman, now, given Leticia James's crusade against Trump, where no benefit, by the way, in that case, no benefit accrued to Trump, and choose this novel application of a fraud statute, shouldn't an investigation go forward here on a fairly straightforward issue?
Well, it sure seems like, and this may be the biggest irony I've ever seen in American politics, that she's now, it looks like she's engaged in the same thing she charged President Trump with. I mean, turns out you can't have your principal residence in Virginia and be the Attorney General of New York. Turns out you can't on a mortgage form say that your dad is actually your husband, and you also can't say that you got a.
So what she done was had her dad, she put her dad down for her being her spouse. So obviously he's up in age, elder, and he's able to get some of the things that she's probably not able to afford. So she's putting his name down on the documentation she needs to purchase these properties. One in Virginia and the other was in New York. And something about some of the units that she has in New York, that she was having the 4 units instead of the 5, or one of the 2. I'm not quite understand that part, but yeah, the home that she purchased in Virginia, she used her father's name for a spouse.
You got a 4-unit property that's actually 5 units. Those are the 3 things that it looks like she did over a long period of time, and yet she had the gall to go after President Trump. You got to be kidding me. So, yeah, I think this is real. We'll see. Her comments so far, she's been kind of quiet. Of course, she does a typical thing the left always does. The left will they always accuse us of what they're doing. And the other thing they always do, the left will tell a lie. Trump did something wrong. Big media will report it. Big tech will amplify it. And then if you tell the truth, they call you names. And that's exactly what she did. I think she called President Trump and his administration bullies for simply pointing out that it looks like she lied on these forms, and she did it to get better terms and a better rate on the loans. So she was doing it for personal gain, and you're not supposed to do those kind of things.
Now, all the things that she was pointing the fingers at about with Trump, she's ended up turning around doing. She always Trump this, Trump that. Tried in front row when he was going through his allegations about all these frauds and stuff that he was going through, and then come to find out, he ended up beating it anyway. So now she has to face the music, and this is reality for her. It's something she's really she can't deny it, and she's not once confirmed nor deny the allegations that's presented upon her. All she's doing is just pointing fingers at Trump, this party, that party. I mean, it's always something with these far left people that wanted to see, and there was really for your best interest. They would do was good for the people anyway. But nevertheless, let's proceed.
Yeah, well, these are allegations, and we'll see what happens. But I mean, she did. No one is above the law, so she should be welcoming any investigation into this. And Congressman, Attorney General James is now asking for money in the midst of all this. She's launched a fundraiser in the form of an event next Tuesday, calling for contributions starting at $500, going all the way up to $18,000, which is the maximum allowed by New York state law.
Now she's running a GoFundMe account from $500 to $18,000 per person in the wake of allegation mortgage fraud, fighting for her rights. So, yeah, she's doing 500 and climbing to an eye-popping 18,000, the maximum allowed by New York. Wow, Leticia James, this ain't looking good for you, hon.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is I guess typical activity from Leticia. Remember, she campaigned on that she was going to go after President Trump. This was a classic case of pick the person and go find the crime. Now, I don't think there was any crime there, but she did it. Maybe the appropriate penalty for her, if the DOJ prosecutes, maybe the appropriate penalty for her is $350 million fine, because that's what President Trump had to pay, for goodness sake.
Congressman, I just find this Tish story delish. Great to see you. Have a happy Easter.
You too. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here.
Yeah, so you already know what they're going to say about that, because they're all over on her. So once again, she's been all down Trump's neck about the allegations of so much of what she's trying to point out against him, and now she's in the headlines. So this here on Fox Business, Fox Live News. Let's see what they have to say about it.
Attorney General Leticia James of mortgage fraud. They've made a criminal referral to the Justice Department seeking federal prosecution. The Attorney General's office responded saying this.
Turn this off.
Attorney General James is focused every single day on protecting New Yorkers, especially as this administration weaponizes the federal government against the rule of law and the Constitution. She will not be intimidated by bullies, no matter who they are. Andrew Cherkowski joins me now. Is Trump playing his own form of lawfare in New York?
Well, I think they say people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Right.
Got that right.
Beyond ironic that the allegations that she's now facing stem from the exact same types of mortgage fraud or loan type fraud that Trump went through that incredible civil trial on, where he defended himself, and he said that those banks and those financial institutions that he dealt with had acknowledged and had their own fair opportunity to look into and do their research. The allegations against Leticia James are not quite as friendly to her, and they look quite damning. Now, the DOJ is going to start their investigation. That's going to take some time. I don't know how many resources they're going to put.
You know, and I'm starting to kind of wonder too, would it be looking for her to be disbarred? Would she be able to lose her? I know she was an attorney at one point in time. She's Attorney General now in New York. But you think that she's going to be able to revoke her practices? Because this is a major offense, and she's been doing some illegal things, egregious things along the way. This is probably just once among the things that they caught her on, but it's just enough for her to really, for the media to really, pick this apart. So we're gonna see.
But behind that, but if these allegations that are being put forth turn out to be true, she is going to be facing the same sort of bankruptcy and turning over of her assets to the state that Donald Trump had to through that trial.
Oh, I've got a follow-on question for this. Do you remember the February meeting between Trump and Governor Hochul, New York Governor Hochul, over New York City's congestion tax? Well, the New York Post is reporting that Hochul threatened Trump over the measure. She referred to the appeal against his civil fraud case and told him, "I control the judges." Hochul is denying that report. But my question is Trump still subject to that $480 million penalty? How's that going to play out?
Well, that appeal has been going on forever at this point. It is well beyond the normal amount of time that the appeal courts look at a case like this. And he is incurring interest in the amount of over $100,000 a day for that bond that he had to put up while.
Yeah, so she's pretty much going to reap what she saw, and not only that, no one is above the law, including her. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Will Miss Leticia James be hit with a hefty penalty, and when she get found guilty with mortgage fraud? Y'all leave a comment down below. Peace.